Good afternoon, everybody. Max Convexity here. Hope everyone's having a great day. The market had a really good day. Let's look at these Defiance funds first. Here's IWMY. They trade Russell options. Russell options closed above max profit for the day, so that's going to be a nice little profit for the Russell. Let's see how much. I just have to update this. $1,080,000. Bringing them to a total for the month of negative 15 cents. We start a new month tomorrow. So they made back a lot of the losses. They were down 72 cents at one point on an earnings per share basis. The dividend estimate is 108 and they got 110. So, but it doesn't, yeah, that's right. So anyway, my little dividend estimator tool was pretty close. I added a couple of cents and hit it right on the money because I added some money in for the treasury interest, but I guessed 110. All right, let's look over here at the charts. All look the same. NASDAQ was strong. Look at that. Closed on the highs of the day. Well, not really on the highs, but close to the highs of the day because it closed right here. Anyway, that looks good. So QQQY trades the NDX options. They made $1,006,000. Takes them to 16 cents a share positive on the month. And these guys paid 80 cents a share. The dividend estimator tool says 76. If I would have waited till today to make the estimate and then added 3 or 4 cents, it would have been right on the money. But I made it a few days early, because I was afraid they were going to do the declaration early, and I didn't want to miss it. So let's also check SPX. This is what JEPY trades. This one had a badass day as well, I believe. Yes, very good. JEPY. I don't have the chart. For some reason, I closed the spreadsheet. Anyway, it's a max profit. It's doing well. I guess I can bring it up really quick. JEP. This is why you guys tune in. I got to have the damn sheet open. All right. So for the month, this is the month total for JEPY. They made a 12-cent profit per share on the month. The estimating tool says 53 cents, and they paid 50 cents. Like I say, all this starts over tomorrow, and I'm going to reset everything. So, but let's see. They made $400,000 today. Nice job, guys. Very nice job. Oh, I need to update the dividend payments here. I didn't do that. I should have done that. All right. This one was 50 cents for the month. So they pay exactly what they paid in December. Okay, let's look over here at TLT. This is what TRES trades. Still in the valley of death. We can look at this another way. Let's look over here. Let's see, I have these saved. TRES. Well, I am showing up $2,800 on the day. Let's kind of zoom out so we can take a look at that. That's the trade they have on today. Wouldn't have mattered where it went. They would have, been profitable today. These guys paid a pretty nice dividend. I think it came to 15%. 15% is pretty good. Not as good as these other funds, but this fund is doing a little different thing. It's not going to be as profitable as those other funds, I don't think. Now, it will make a profit if we have an outlier move, but that's not what it's designed for. This fund is more of a grinded out fund. I was thinking they pay more like the same thing THTA pays, 7 or 8%, but they pay about twice that. At least they did the first month. We'll see how they pay in subsequent months. Okay, so let's look at some of the single stocks here. Here is Coney. All right, so Coney is way over its strikes. I'll see tonight. I'll watch Happy Camper with dividends, or maybe I'll just go to the YieldMax site myself, but I'll see if they updated the positions, and I will make an update tomorrow if they did, but I don't believe they did. So now let's check NVIDIA. NVIDIA's still in good shape. They have they're spread out across 4 different strikes. So that's good. Let's check Tesla. Okay, well, Tesla's, I guess they're just going to stick with this strike. They have one more day, and maybe they'll roll it out, but they may just wait one more day and just be happy with it. So they have the 200 strike sold. I don't know why they don't just roll it to the 220 for next week. They just take. That's what I would do. I mean, I guess I don't know. I'm not a professional like these guys are. I'm just an amateur retail guy, but that's what I would do. I'd roll it above the next support. Roll it to 215, 220, and then try to capture that. Move for next week. And if you don't, then you still get the call premium. If it sells back off, you still get the call premium. Okay, so what else do we have? Oh, yes, MISTY. Okay, now MISTY rolled their strikes. They did what I would do on Tesla, and they rolled the next week. They covered these two. This was a 900 and a, well, it wasn't a 900. Was it? No, it was 895 and it was 1,000 strike. So they covered those, took the loss, pretty big loss on the 895s, and then they rolled it out to these two strikes. I think it's 1430 and 1350. So they have a lot of upside potential there that they can maybe capture. All right, so now let's do the buffer report. For those of you that like the buffer report, I forgot to do it yesterday. I was busy doing a lot of other stuff. Okay, first of all, on the single-day NASDAQ complex, I don't know why CLIP isn't showing. I did everything that I'm supposed to do, I think. Well, yeah, I did. I have no idea why it's not showing up. Not that many people that I talk to have CLIP anyway, and I'll try to get that fixed. We can actually look at the numbers on CLIP versus KWEB. The one-day error, CLIP was up a quarter. KWEB was only up 4 basis points. So CLIP outperformed KWEB. How about that? Another thing is CLIP shouldn't be on the NASDAQ. It should be with the single stocks. I thought I put it down here with the single stock. Yeah, I did. Okay, for some reason it's working on the single stocks. I don't think it's really a single stock. I believe KWEB is actually an index, but I'm just going to keep it with the single stocks. It's because it's definitely not in, it's definitely doesn't have anything to do with the NASDAQ or the SPX. KWEB's the Chinese market, right? It's like their version of FANG, I think. So anyway, well, let's finish up here on single day NASDAQ. All right, so let's look what the parent asset did. The parent asset is NASDAQ. It had a badass day. It was up a point, up 1%, just about. But we can see the buffer at work. And a good buffer is anywhere between half and 3/4. Like 3/4 is on the high side, and this is a great buffer to have in an up market because you want to be as close to the parent asset as you can. But then in a down market, you want more buffer because if the market's down a point, you want it to be like Valley was today, where you don't catch hardly any of the move. Anyway, so QQQY has a nice 64% buffer there, or well, it's not 64%, but anyway, it's about it. Looks like it's close, maybe to 2/3. JEPQ has a nice buffer there. Valley, the worst performing today, but still had a decent day. QQQI, the best performing of the day because it had the least buffer. It was up 75 basis points where the index was up about a point. Great job. QYLD is usually the laggard just because they kind of do their own thing, sell those at the money options, which give you a lot of buffer, but the buffer holds them back on the upside. These things, I think QYLD should perform really well on the downside, although it sure didn't during COVID and during 2022. I don't really know about these global X funds, so I'm not sure about that. All right, GPIQ. I just think there's much better options out there. The Defiance ones, the JP Morgan, and now the Goldman ones. So GPIQ had a good day. It got about half the parent's upside. All right, so single day in the SPX. Wow, JEPI coming through, beating JEPI. These two are always competing against each other. JEPI did not catch much of the S&P's upside at all. JEPY, on the other hand, did. And that's not typical. Usually JEPI catches a ton of upside. I don't know what's going on with them today. iSpy outperformed the parent. Nice job. SPY-I, did a nice job also. GPIX was, a little bit not such a great performance. XYLD, typical lackluster performance. BALI got about half the upside of the parent. All right, so now let's look at some single stocks, and this is just for today only. Tesla outperformed, NVIDIA outperformed, Coney outperformed, OARC outperformed. AMSI was underperformed but was in line. Aptly, it looks like that's about a tie. AMDY had a monster day, up 4.5%. Nice job. Nice job. Of course, AMD was up 9%, but still, it's a nice job. All right, now this is how buffer works. MRNY, was the only, Moderna was the only one out in the YieldMax universe, only stock to have a bad day, and it was down 5.38%. That's, not good, but MRNY caught about 60% of the downside, which really adds up over time. It's only down 3 points instead of 5 points. Nice job. MSFO was in line with what you would expect. We got a slight outperformance by PYPY. FBY outperformed. DISO was in line. Infly was in line. Sky was a slight outperformer. GUI was in line. XOMO was in line. I'll call that in line. It's about what you'd expect when I say in line. Goop, nice job. Goop performed only missed performing as well as the parent asset by 0.01%, 1 basis point. All right, here's CLIP and KWeb. So, of course, we've already talked about those. MSFY was in line, about what you'd expect. Monster day here by AIYY. Wow. AI, the parent company, was up 6.22%, or the parent ETF, whatever. I think that's an index. AI, is that a company or an index? I'm not sure on that one. But anyway, AIYY killed it today, up 10%. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, nice day. MSTY, great day by MSTY. Outperformed the parent by quite a bit. And then we have on average, the average single stock outperformed the parent stock by about 0.5%. That's huge. That is huge. Great day for the single stocks. Great day for YieldMax. I was going to say outside of Moderna or Moderni, but it still caught some buffer. It did what it was designed to do. All right, so now let's look at a 30-day change on the NASDAQ. NASDAQ up 5% in the past 30 days. So over the 30-day time horizon, that old JEPQ is reliable. Oh my gosh, it got 4% while the NASDAQ got 5%. That'll work. QQQI, it got 4.5%, whereas the parent got 5%. Nice job. QYLD, the laggard, as we'd expect. QQQY got about half the upside. Bally got about 70% of the upside. Nice job. GPIQ, I don't know what's going on there. I think maybe it hasn't been around 30 days yet. I think maybe. I'll check on that. I think that may be the problem here. Let me see. 30-day SPX, do I have? Okay, well, this chart's obviously jacked up, but let's just pretend like you don't see the right side of the chart. JEPI got about half the upside. JEPY got about 40% of the upside. iSpy got about 70% of the upside. Same thing with SPY-I. Great job, SPY-I and iSpy. GPIX. I guess GPIX has been around 30 days, so I don't know why the other one wasn't displaying. I will look at that tonight. XYLD, typical lackluster Global X performance. It's just such a penalty not to catch any upside, to do those at-the-money options. Yes, the at-the-money options pay more, for sure. Like I say, that's really going to come in handy on the downside, I think, but not so much on the upside. All right, BALI. Great monster day. Caught about 90% of the upside. Beautiful. Beautiful day there. 30-day single stocks. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Well, there's no way Tesla is even on for the past 30 days, although it might be. but I don't see it anywhere on there. Let's look real quick. All right, so let's go up here to single stock land. I should have checked this before I had the update, but that's part of the fun. Oh yeah, it's saying non-applicable. What the heck, non-applicable? What do you mean non-applicable? C11 minus J11 divided by C11, right? C11, 201 minus J11, so that's the problem. What the hell? All right, I'll look into this later. You guys don't need to get, I mean, anyway, all these have been performing pretty well. Let's just look at the other ones. Boy, NVIDIA did great over a 30-day time period to catch 90% of the upside, more than 90% it looks like. Coney caught about half the upside. OARC actually outperformed on a 30-day horizon. That's pretty good. AMZY outperformed on the 30 days. I mean, that's good too. I'll just pick the ones that stand out. AIYY, great job. Now, this one has not been around 30 days. I don't think. No, it hasn't. It needs to come off the 30-day list. Anyway, I'll look at some of this data on some of these longer ones and try to have it corrected by tomorrow or for sure by this weekend. But suffice it to say, it looks like it was a pretty good day for everything. And what else was I going to say? I guess that's about it. I will be back. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I'll be back this evening, and I'm going to have the option trades for tomorrow on the spreadsheet and the profit boxes, and we'll take a look at tomorrow's strategy. I'll probably be back this evening around 8 or 9. Thank you so much for listening, and you guys have a wonderful afternoon.